first attempt. I'll do the magnet holes first, then the circles, then cut it out. And from experience, I can tell you that it's normally pretty darn noisy and messy. So I'm going to use the air to try to keep the bit clean and see what happens. It was messy and noisy, but that was right on the fence of being able to not melt and still have a good chip load. So I'll call that a success, I think. Let's get it off. Me to press fit. Just a little sanding to get the burrs off of there, and I think it'll be perfect. Well, that part's good. Paper, this is really old acrylic, so unfortunately the paper is going to be fighting me. If anybody knows how to get old acrylic paper off, by all means leave me a comment, because it's been a bane. I mean, I've almost had to just sand it off. That's why my old one, if you look close, it's all scratched and everything, because I had to scrape it off. I mean, I practically chiseled it off. I've tried soaking it and stuff. I hate to throw it out and just go buy new, because this was free to me. So anyways, well, there's the top. It's big. It's gonna be a large piece, that's for sure. But think it's going to do what we want. Should be that. So, anyways, start working on the bottom. Put a 1/8" bit in the collet, and I've moved the centers over and screwed them to help hold when this gets cut out. Put a couple extra screws in the mag holes, magnets. So now I've got to zero out my Z. Okay, so now I'm going to attempt to cut out the groove. The groove in here for the brush. And I got a little hunk of brush left over from this that I will press fit in there and see if we got it right before I go cutting it out, and then you can't change anything. Once it's cut out, it'll be really hard to line back up. So let's get the blower on. Give it a shot. We're going to roster instead of back and forth. So this should be helpful. All right. I think I got the fit just where I want it. You can start it by hand pretty easily. Use your screwdriver to finish it off. That's about as good as it gets right there. It's perfect. So all we gotta do now is cut it out. All right, let's try to cut the thing out. Well, it looks like a success. Nice and easy there. think it should be good. Looks like we'll have a, yep, nice press fit with the magnets. So that'll be great. Just got to get the paper off and some new broom in there, and we'll check back. Morning. So last night I finished up cutting out the pieces, and then this morning I did the assembly, I guess it were. So rare earth magnets have been installed in the pockets. I actually added another one in the front, just because after cutting it out and seeing how big it is, I want to make sure the shoe doesn't fall off the base. And then I also added here and here brass 3/16 rod. So I drilled for a press fit here. I drilled right through into both pieces and then oversized the bottom part. So there you can see the rounded over 3/16 brass rod, and that's just because there's nothing else to keep it aligned. The magnets hold it on, and these align it so it doesn't move. So when it's running and pressing down on brushes and wiping, you don't want it to slide off. My other design, the magnets were protruding, and then the pockets on the other one were receiving those. But then you have magnet touching magnet. It's very hard to keep them in the pockets. So anyways, I have an extension for my Dremel tool. So I put a 832, I think that's like a 27 or something size drill in my Dremel extension, because you need something that gets really close to be able to drill that hole there. So I drilled the whole thing that deep, a little over an inch. Then I marked where I'm going to cut it. Then I drilled like a number 18 oversized hole to the line. So then drilled again, oversized. And then I tapped with my 832 tap that I got stuck on a socket. So then I put on an extension so I can get in there nice and straight, like that. Tap that. Then installed a 832 screw with a lock washer to keep it in. So this fits snugly around the spindle. Then you tighten this up. I sawed this with the bandsaw just on the line. Takes up the slop, snugs it right on there. Works good. Okay, so there's the top part, and the base looks like this. So same deal. Glued 5 magnets in, press fit first, glued them in, oversized 2 holes to match the 3/16 brass rod, and pressed in my broom material. And then I ran a bead of CA around the edge just to hold it in. It's actually 2 pieces. You can't tell that right in here is a line. I didn't have a long enough piece. So either way there'd be a line, but there happens to be 2 because it's 2 pieces. So there's the brush, and this is how it's going to fit, just like that. So it'll be clamped to the spindle like this, and no problem brushing around, and easily removable, and goes on and off like a breeze. So you got it on there. You can't see where, or zeroing the tool or whatever. You got to be able to have this thing come on and off. You zero your tool, you change bits, nice and easy. Then you slam on your dust shoe with the 4-inch port, and off you go. So there's the project. Hope that was informative. I'll show it to you on the machine. All right, maybe I'll just show putting it on. so it's all believable. So like I said, snug fit. You can adjust it anywhere. Doesn't make any difference. I'm going to go straight for now. But if you had something that, you know, like a clamp that was really big or something that you needed to work around, you could do that. Just snug that. Oh, that's on there. That's it. Just you don't over tighten. And this is going to be the hose that's going to go on there. Which is just snug fit like that. Then the shoe. I got a 1/4-inch bit on there right now. And no problem. You can run whatever you want. Plenty of clearance. It's got some good holding power. I don't think it's going to be a problem moving around. And hopefully it'll have a little bit more suction than the last one. That's what I'm hoping. All right, we have the dust collector hooked up. Hose runs back there, up overhead, hangs from my garage door rail. And if I open the door, it slides so it doesn't get caught. And then there's the 4-inch hood. So, I think it works great. Here's some MDF, 1/2-inch MDF that we were playing with the first time. And that is some really messy stuff. So, I don't see any dust. See what you think. Works awesome. No dust. I love it. Like over here. Drawer hits against the stop. Can't come out.